なアルトマイクみたいになりたい。でも電話してくれない。オークランドとブックレンドから世界チャンピオンバーチャルプローズ始まるよ。バーチャルプローズ。
To my motherfucking man, 50 grand, the alcoholic man, inject a tall can in his bloodstream if he can. Biggie Smalls, the stroker, MC provoker, chocolate tie smoker, huh? I like to max and Maximas and Acuras. Your girl butt cheeks, I'm smacking, huh? The raw rapper, spine snapper, with the little, cause all my lap shot, the ball, I ain't your fucking comforter. And if I ever fall in love, I bet I'm fucking her. Ask the if I didn't choke her. If she try to front, then I drop the Chucky Booker on.
Episode 77 of that World Champion Sound Virtual Pros podcast. My name is Al, aka Henny Omega, aka the Bandman, aka Bujin Nagata, aka Two Phone Scorpio, aka Super Brazy, aka Peak Gas Break Dip Dip, aka No Speak Broke Boy, Kami Shinsuke Stack a Mill Up. And with me, one half of the Holy Scheming Army, one half of Blemolition, one half of the Heavenly Thotties, one half of the Bread Hunters, my main oos, Mike.
Hey, what's up, motherfuckers? It's Mike, a.k.a. Tiger Skeet Singh, a.k.a. Crack Saber Jr., a.k.a. Tim Tam Bigelow, a.k.a. Ramone Reigns.
Today's topic, the 2018 Virtual Pros Holiday Buyer's Guide. Listen to Al and Mike lead you to the best merchandise that wrestling has to offer. Hit us on Twitter and Instagram at VRTL Pros. Hit us on SoundCloud. Hit that heart. You know I like it. Hit us on iTunes. Leave a 5-star review and subscribe if you haven't already. Peep us on Spotify. And if you want to participate, email us at virtualpros64@gmail.com. We got some emails, Mike. You mind starting off with that first one?
Sure, the first one's from Denzel. It's titled Virtual Bros. What up? I'll say that personally, episode 20 and 24 are two of my favorite on that angry Virtual Boys energy shit. Here are, I think we were talking about that last episode. Here are a few ideas for new YouTube shows for some wrestlers. Number one, Enzo Amore's court case presented as a great value version of Making a Murderer, but from the guilty person's perspective. Two, Ryback following various YouTube tutorials for menial tasks that he never manages to complete because he goes off on dumb CTE-fueled conspiratorial rants about random things. Three, Titus O'Neil's top tips for kissing your son on live TV. My questions this week are, what have been your video games of the year so far? What's the best meal you've had this year? Denzel, a.k.a. the bounty hunter Boone Kasai, a.k.a. Pancracy and JoJo, a.k.a. Otani Boy, the chops are calling. That's pretty clever. Video games. I would like to say Fallout 76, but it's actually a big pile of garbage. And it's broke my heart pretty hard. So, God, I guess. I mean, all I play is sports, so I guess I would just have to say Yakuza Kiwami. I think that came out this year. And, yeah, I think that's it for me, because I don't play anything else besides fucking sports games. As far as favorite meal, that's a tough one. I had, there's a place in New York called Uncle Boone's that was my girlfriend's favorite restaurant, so we went there for her birthday. And it's a Thai place, but it's like, you know, fancy, I guess. And I like Thai food, but I don't really think I don't really think about it or anything. Like, I'm never like seeking it out or trying to find really good Thai restaurants or anything. So this was like a high end one, and this was probably the first time I've ever had, you know, even beyond like moderately regular Thai food. So it was pretty fucking great. They had like these grilled baby octopuses that I'll probably never have again in my life, and a bunch of other crazy shit. So I put that up there. Duck Inn in Chicago was really good too. The place is pretty great. I can't wait to go back there. But yeah, those are mine.
Did you fire up Rocket League yet, or what?
No, I don't have time, man. I just fucking trying to fit in all these hobbies, and I don't know.
I'm playing like the worst stretch of my life right now, so fuck that game. I'm I'm gonna sound like a poser, but it's gonna be God of War, but like I haven't beat it yet, so that's been like probably the most enjoyable, but I haven't finished it. I promise to finish it this year though. Best meal I've had so far. I went to Hawaii this year, and I was shocked because usually rappers don't really shout out really good restaurants. They're always talking about going to Benihana's, and Benihana's is not that tight. But I went to Nobu, and Nobu was fucking amazing. That was probably one of the most expensive meals of my life. But they did like this A5 Wagyu like over like a hot stone. Like they had like these like crazy like king crab legs. I don't know. It was like super luxurious. I was into it. I'd go back. Yeah, probably the best meal so far. Nobu. Shout out to chain restaurants, I suppose. Next up is from DC, titled Virtual Hose. Hey, wait a second. DC here, aka Jason Jordan Spieth, aka David Robinson Cano, aka Lance Russell Westbrook. Ultimo Al, who are some of your favorite Warriors of all time, outside of anyone on the current squad? 2, funny you talked about El Samurai on the last show. I have always felt that he had the most generic name ever. The Samurai. Why is that a Japanese wrestler that never really wrestled in Mexico have a Spanish name? For that alone, I always mess with El Samurai. Plus, I loved how the ring announcer said the L part of his name. Ultimo Mike, tell me about your man Wealth. How did he get that name? Where is he from? He sounds like Beanie Siegel. Or he sounds like he looks like Beanie Siegel. If I had to pick favorite Warriors, I don't know. I like the total loser ones. Like Bimbo Coles is cool. Todd Fuller. I like those guys. Michael Pietrus, they were calling him the French Jordan, I believe. So I always thought that was pretty funny. He did not turn out to be the French Jordan, unfortunately. Yeah, I think that's it. Tell him about Wealth, dude.
Okay, yes. So first off, his name is Wealth with an F at the end and not Wealth. And I don't know. I mean, I do know how he got his name, but I'm gonna keep it kayfabe and I'll not tell you. So I'll leave it at that. He's from Troy, New York, which is like Albany, but it's near Albany, but it's like full of goons basically. It's cleaning up its act a little. It's not as goonish as it used to be, but you know, it births people like Wealth. I think he's actually from Watertown or something like that, but it's all the same shit. And he does not look or sound like Beanie Siegel, I don't think, but he definitely has a unique tone to his voice. I wouldn't say it sounds like Beanie Siegel, but you know, he definitely has a very unique presence, I guess I would say. So yeah.
Very charming.
Yeah. The next email is from Kyle. It says, first he just wrote, "What's up, bread hunters?" And that was it. And then he said, "I did this too high and dropped the body of the message anyway." What's up, Al? I'm like, now that Guido turned heel, he isn't wearing the Jordan 1 mids anymore. What kicks would the Virtual Pros put him in? At Small Doink. That's his Twitter. I guess I wasn't supposed to say his real name. One half of the Miracle Vape Pen Connection, and AKA Zex Cigarettes Jr. I don't care about Gato sneakers.
I think I made fun of Gato's Jordan 1 mids for about 4 years now. But in retrospect, since he replaced them, they were actually the most perfect shoes that Gato could wear. A very utilitarian shoe. They can take any kind of punishment. But since he did replace them, I don't know, it's cold. Just maybe some wheat Timberlands or something. That's my vote. Timberlands. Next up is from... Jeez Louise. Oh, okay. It's from a secret person. It's Franklin. But he doesn't want his government read on air. Hey guys, it's Franklin, aka Hideo Itami Loren, aka Keith Lee Marshall, aka Fat Stacks Calhoun, aka the Moist Maker, aka Bushwhacker Bulge. So years ago, when I first started subbing, I was working with a scumbag PE teacher. He had no idea I was a wrestling fan, much less anything about me short of my name. This dude decides to tell me the most perplexing lie that the school ESE teacher, I don't know what that is, was Brian Pillman's widow. She did kind of look like her, but this dude just assumed that I'd get some obscure reference, and to be honest, he said it with such conviction that my ass believed him for it. My question is, has someone ever smelled the fan on you? This guy had a sixth sense that I would somehow be a wrestling fan and know who Brian Pillman was. I was likely the only human being in that building who knew who Brian Pillman was, much less in a 5-mile radius. Did anyone ever just look at you and sense that you were a fan without making it known? If not, were there ever situations someone you didn't know was talking about wrestling in public and you were tempted to hop in? Thanks. This is a great email. I don't think anyone off the bat has ever assumed I like wrestling. But there have been scenarios where, like, people at work, like, I've overheard, and I'm like, oh, they're part of the tribe. But I'm just too shy to, like, butt in. I remember, like, when The Rock and Cena had their program, the first one, there was some chatter at work, and I just didn't want to out myself. So there has been scenarios like that, but I'm just too ashamed, man.
Yeah, there was a guy at my shoot job that, I can't remember. I think he might have sniffed it out on me. I can't remember. He doesn't work there anymore, so it doesn't matter, but, cause I don't know. I know we started talking about wrestling, so it had to happen somehow. It's not like I was watching wrestling at work or anything, so, I don't know, but outside of that, I can't think of anybody who's come up to me to talk about wrestling if I wasn't wearing a piece of wrestling merchandise. So yeah. But as far as wanting to talk to people in public, because they're talking about wrestling, never. I would never, ever do that. Even, I think the only time I did, and I was about to say I wouldn't even do this, but I was, embarrassingly enough, wearing a Virtual Pro shirt out in public. And the dude at the store was like, "Oh, hey, he didn't say he followed us on Twitter, but he's like, oh yeah, those guys make those shirts, blah blah blah." And like I wasn't gonna say anything, and I was just like, it was getting awkward. So I was like, "Oh, I am like that guy," and he's like, "Oh, cool." So that made it more embarrassing though, because it's just like I'm wearing my own shirt like a big dingus. But I don't know. That's a hang up that apparently like maybe only 50% of the world has. And I'm just on the half that does have hangups about that. So, but outside of that, and that is not some kind of humble brag story either. I can't even believe I said that on air. I feel very embarrassed about this whole thing.
That's an incredible story. This was in Chicago. Where was this? We need to know more, Mike. What the fuck?
It was at a store. I mean, I don't know if he listens to the show. Like, I don't want to, fucking compromise this dude's job or anything.
It's incredible. Wait, did I have next? I think I had next.
You didn't answer this. Oh, yeah, did you answer this question? No, yeah, I have next. You're right.
Okay.
Brendan. Okay, it's from Wrestling Theme Song Combo. Yo, off the rip, thanks for ruining my life. I used to be a normal, well-adjusted person who went outside and interacted with people. Now all I do is sim Fire Pro matches and bitch about how dorky the Elite and company are. In all seriousness, though, thank you guys for doing this podcast and not being huge dorks. Almost every other wrestling podcast always seems to be hosted by guys who still rock chain wallets and have five-finger death punch tattoos. I think that's, oh man, I can't imagine listening to a podcast with somebody who likes five-finger death punch. Anyways, and I appreciate that y'all are very pro for the culture and very anti-cop shit. Anyway, my question is, what's the best wrestler theme song combo you can think of? Obviously, some are perfect, like Suzuki and Kazane Nare, or Kenta and Art and Life. But I just feel like there's some you can make better. Personally, if Shibata ever came back, I think he should ditch the No Scrubs theme and opt for something grimier. My first thought was Annoying by Dave East because it's badass, but it might hit just a bit too close to home for Shibata. You guys are the pros, though. Let me know what's up. Finally, I just wanted to say, live your truth, Mike. Fuck anyone who says dinosaurs were real, vampires aren't, etc. You do you. I agree. 2, the Raps and Kawhi are taking the championship this year. Ain't nothing you can do about it, Al. From your boy Brendan, a.k.a. Takedown, in your area. Here to backhand and embarrass you, a.k.a. Brick Flair, getting the plug on like the Moshi Moshi, a.k.a. Moshi Moshi Aki Kawada. Man, I fucking ruined that. As far as perfect, of course, if you're going old school, you have to go Macho Man and Pomp and Circumstance. the most classic combination of wrestler and wrestling theme. Although I bet people would say Ric Flair, but I don't think anything touches the Macho Man entrance. As far as recently, definitely Bryan Danielson and the Final Countdown. That was a real good one. That was a real good entrance. I can't think about making other people's entrances better though. Outside of like stuff that's really bad, like the club's music, if they're even wrestlers anymore. I haven't seen them wrestle in years, it feels like. But outside of that, I think Shibata's music's great.
I really think New Jack and Natural Born Killers is perfect.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I think that might be the A1. If I had to make some entrance better, I don't even know if this guy had theme music, but how great would it be if Captain New Japan just came back and he came out to Kenny Rogers, the Gambler? That'd be fucking sick as hell, dude. New Japan, Harold, if you're listening, this is a fucking money idea. Pull that shit off, B. Next up is from Isaiah, titled Hawk. What's up, Virtual Pros? First time writer, long time fan. Yo, I want more of these. If you've been like listening for like a certain amount of episodes, just write in. First off, congrats on your 3 years of building the empire. I wore my Eddie shirt for Thanksgiving and fitted them with black toe ones, but I didn't snap any pics for you. Well, why? Anyways, I've been meaning to write in about this. My friend introduced me to her now ex-boyfriend a while back. She told me about him and told me that he was an aspiring pro wrestler in my fairly small city of Albuquerque, New Mexico. I shrugged it off, knowing this was going to be an interesting interaction, and went to hang out with him anyways. He first introduced himself to my girlfriend and I, saying, Hawk, like a bird. And I was insanely confused, like what the fuck that meant. Turns out, Hawk is his wrestler name. This guy introduced himself by his wrestling name. He later asked me, so you like wrestling? I'm a wrestler. And I kind of just said, yeah, but I didn't want to have the conversation with this guy. He couldn't take the hint, so he started to ask me what I thought Vince's plans were for AJ at Mania. He proceeded to tell me that he had the scoop that Vince was going to book AJ and Samoa Joe again. He then started to tell me about his current storyline in his promotion. He told me that he and his boys were feuding with the Bullet Club. Now, I don't know how much you guys know about Albuquerque or the state of New Mexico, but we don't get wrestling here. The most we get is either a Raw or SmackDown house show about once a year. So I told him, oh, I didn't know that any of those guys have ever been here before. He then decided to divulge and tell me that they've never been here and that the Bullet Club doesn't even know about the fucking feud. I couldn't believe what he was saying, so I just had to get up and leave for a minute as to not laugh in his face. I couldn't take this guy serious anymore, so we left shortly after. A few days later, my friend told me she broke up with him. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the story because I still can't believe it. Thanks, Isaiah, aka Rhonda Arouse Me. Man, there's a lot of people just lying about like meeting the Bullet Club, right? That's
I
the
know.
second story. It's fucking crazy. The only thing I know about New Mexico is Breaking Bad. That's really about it, sadly.
Actually, me and Doan and Sawyer from Kissing Contest, we spent like a sort of unexpected night in Albuquerque, and shit. I know it's probably just like a coincidence where like all of this cool stuff just happened to happen to us and it was all just coincidental, but we had like a real fun time in Albuquerque. That place is pretty fucking sweet. But like I said, it was probably just like a freak occurrence of like all this cool stuff happening. But it was it was surprisingly one of the better like unexpected cities I've stayed in my travels. So don't sell yourself short, Albuquerque. As far as, I feel this is at least the second actual, supposed independent wrestler that has lied about the Bullet Club story on our podcast. So it's pretty crazy that this happens, around the country apparently and more than once. But whatever. Keep writing them in your Bullet Club independent wrestler stories. Cause I'll keep listening to them. The last email, there was a email that came in right at the buzzer. It's, from Krister. I don't know if they... Oh boy, this is fucking long. Okay, Japan Road Report. What's up, pros? Thought I'd recall a couple of wrestling-related moments while I was out in Japan the last couple of weeks, and type them up in this email. I initially had only planned to try and hit the New Japan World Tag League show at Kurikan Hall on a Sunday, assuming that I would be able to grab standing room only tickets the day of the event. The Thursday before, I was roaming around Harajuku and remembered that Minoru Suzuki's pile driver shop was in the area. After navigating Google Maps to where the shop was supposed to be and being thoroughly confused, I finally found the shop on the lower level of the building. I walk in, the shop girl greets me, and I notice Suzuki in the rear of the shop chilling on the couch, giving an interview to someone. I purchased a shirt, and I'm communicating with the shop girl in broken Japanese. We suddenly switch to English, and she starts asking me questions. Where are you from? You know Suzuki? I show her the photo I took with Suzuki in San Francisco, and for whatever reason, she thought I was a wrestler too and asked if I was. After thinking about a career change and telling her I was just a mere fan, she proceeded to ask if I wanted another photo with Suzuki. The shop girl told me to wait for a minute, and she interjected the interview to inform Suzuki that a fan wanted a photo. Suzuki gladly got up from the couch and shook my hand. I need to find out what lotions or moisturizer he's using because his hand was the softest ever. Wow. I don't know. I have the softest ever. You got to shape my hand one day, man. Who would have thought? He asked me, "You like produce?" And me being me was all like, "Hi." Shop girl took our photo and Suzuki shook my hand again. Shop girl then mentions that she's also a wrestler and would be in an event the next night wrestling against Meiko Satomura at Kurikan Hall for Sendai Girls, and told me I should try to come out. Shop girl turned out to be Hiroyo Matsumoto. I was tripping. I felt so bad that I didn't recognize her since she wasn't all done up and in ring gear. I noticed her shirt, and I straight up says Hiroyo Matsumoto with a graphic. Wow, I'm fucked up. The next night, I do end up going to Kurikan Hall for Sendai Girls and manage to get a ringside ticket. I make my way up to the 5th floor to the hall and see some wrestlers pushing their merch. I catch Hiroyu for a quick second before she had to head in. I stay in line for Hana Kimura and picked up a signed portrait and was able to snap one for myself. Hana is a sweet girl who thinks my Japanese is pretty good, but I low-key think any foreigner with broken Japanese might be charming. I don't know. Yes. I asked one of the staff to help me find my seat, and I was surprised at how close I was to one of the wrestler entrances. Matches before the main event that stood out to me were Cassandra Miyagi versus Saori, because seeing Cassandra get wild right in front of me during her entrance was pretty entertaining, and Matsumoto and Hana versus Mika Iwata and Meiko Satomura, because athleticism, right? During intermission, I said hello to Heidi Katrina, and she was stoked I spoke English. I also saw Cassandra Miyagi sign some portraits by grabbing a fistful of markers and scribbling away like a toddler. It was so sick. The main event was the Stardom Invasion angle. This is, we're actually talking about this on the mixtape later. Yep. Spoiler alert. Oedo Tai is Kagetsu and Hazuki versus Chihiro Hashimoto and Dash Chisako. A pretty good match with Kagetsu talking some shit to Meiko Satomura while she was observing the match from the seats above. The match ended with a double... Oh, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to...
Spoiler alert, Tristan. What the fuck, bro?
Trying to fucking blow our load here. Come Sunday at 4 p.m., I get to Kurikan Hall to see a line wrap around the corner for the standing room only tickets. I end up being the last dude in line until the kid comes running to fall in right behind me. It's all good because we're all about able to get tickets. I head into Kurikan Hall and up into the balcony level and find a pretty good spot for a view from up above. Lucky for me, I just happened to decide to stand next to the wrestling fan that would constantly scratch himself and emit some almighty BO. The dude was super nice though, so I couldn't be too annoyed. Since I got there a little early, I saw the announcer guy practicing his lines, and young lions Shota Umino and Yoda Tsuji setting up the ring. As the young lions make their way back, these ladies rush them from the stands to give them some gifts, which I thought was kind of wild, and it is pretty wild, actually. The rest of the night was pretty much one might catch it on New Japan World, but I got to watch it live. However, I was disappointed to see that Azuka's iron glove might as well be an oven mitt wrapped in tinfoil. I mean, that's even obvious from TV, man. Come on. Anyways, that was pretty much my wrestling-related experience out in Japan. This email seems lengthy, and I appreciate you if you've read it all so far. I got the 3rd anniversary tee as I got back from Japan, and it's already been rocked. Thanks, dudes. All best, Krister, a.k.a. Chiba Cheebs, a.k.a. Chiba Cheebogs, a.k.a. Jinder Mahal Kita, a.k.a. Toshiaki Kawawa, a.k.a. Roman Can You Stand the Reigns, a.k.a. Chicken Katsuyori Chibata, a.k.a. Brett the Hit That Heart. You know I like it. I gotta take a break from talking, man.
Good job, Mike. Appreciate you, dude. Took him for the team. I'll take over. You missed the part where he says Dash Chisako, that bob haircut, dark lipstick, and the way she sits in that chair. It really does it for me. I think I'm in love. Co-side, Krister, all day long. Also, he includes a very athletic photo of Hana Kimura But I think the biggest takeaway from this email is that Minoru Suzuki, fucking pancrase legend, has hands like a baby. Who would have thought? That's nuts. Anyway, if you want to participate, email us at virtualpros64@gmail.com. Two-man Scrabble time. I got some topics. Not a lot, but I have some topics. So, it's Wednesday. The NXT tapings happen tonight. It's not a spoiler. Punishment Martinez, he debuted tonight as Punishment Martinez. No name change or anything. Mike, if you had to bet on whether or not Chris Hero sucked his teeth when he saw this Titantron name, would you bet on it?
I think so. He probably did. I don't know, man. Maybe people think this name is cool. Not anybody we would know, but people out there, people who would probably think this guy's look is cool, I guess, might also think this name is cool. But it is fucking insane that out of all the people whose name they changed, they're like, yeah, that one's good. It's so amateur sounding. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is a rough name, but we'll see where it goes.
At least change it to Punisher Martinez. That's like better.
Yeah, right. Punishment Martinez doesn't make any sense. I don't know. My next topic. So this is a memo from the VRTL management. I just want to make it perfectly clear that I, Al, aka Henny Omega, aka Two Phone Scorpio, I've never done the Rycap. So, Ryback, if you're listening, it wasn't me. For whatever reason, Mike just decided to fucking fan the flames with that thing again by posting a video on the YouTubes. It's actually really funny, but just to let all you guys know, to clarify, I did not write those Rycaps. It's all Mike. If you want to chime in, Mike, that's fine, but it wasn't.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been taking a break from the Rycaps because I think it's getting to be like... well, first off, the actual podcast was really boring. It's not even bad anymore. It started off when it was him and Pat Buck. It was like entertaining bad. It was like harmless bad. Then after Pat left, then it got like actual real like nightmare bad. And now it's just boring. And I think I need to recharge my batteries. And I think if I keep doing it, I see those heart likes. They keep going down the more and more I do the Rycap, even though. Anytime anybody meets me, they say you're the guy who does the Rycap, which is, cool, I guess. But yeah, so I gotta, maybe 2019 is the, I heard he had a porn star on today though, so I might have fucking blew it by not starting it up again this week, but I'm trying to wait till the end of the year at least.
Are the odds low that Phoenix Marie is like not gonna return to the show? That's it? She's done, you think?
Yeah, I think she's done, yeah.
Damn. Crazy.
But who knows? Maybe this new porn girl, maybe it's gonna work out with her. I don't know.
Hopefully. So my last one, I have a bit of a road report here. I'm not very good at these, but I'm gonna try here. So
you went to some big shows.
I did go to some big shows. All right, so this was already last week? Seems like a lifetime ago.
I know.
Me, my brother, our friend Carr met up with Stash Pages and Young Lion Ian from the EMS crew. We all met up in LA. We drove Friday, and the show was on Friday, so I was a little tired, but it was okay. So I get there. Just want to make it a point to shout out Madison for the hospitality. I appreciate you. I linked up with Denzel from Real Nerd Hours. If you haven't peeped that podcast, go ahead and peep it. Ash, Cristobal, Johnny, Knifey getting hyphy. Met Ed and his brother. That was funny. I will say that a lot of people were buying me alcohol, man, so GCW was a bit hazy, but I do remember some parts. I got to see Great Sasuke again, so it was nice to hear Integral Hard live. I think Bob Holly was talking about being on roids, and he apologized for being small. That was a little weird. But the moment, or I guess the match that stuck out to me and to the entire world was seeing David Arquette get sliced the fuck up by Nick Gage. So I didn't really catch, like, when David Arquette, quote unquote, shot on Nick Gage. Like, I think everyone just was confused. But man, that was a sight to see, man. He was really leaking out here. It was gross. Oh, I also saw Marco Stunt get fucking carried out like Jesus out the door because he fucking broke his leg. That sucked, man. Well wishes to Marco Stunt. Apparently he just, like, cut his leg into two, which is horrifying. The biggest takeaway, though, is that I got to hold that pizza cutter outside after the show. So that was nuts. Yeah, I think Cristobal did that for me, so I appreciate you, man. It was real gross to hold that, but I did get to hold the pizza cutter. The night after was NXT, and, you know, we've been doing this thing for 3 years, and, you know, people send us links to matches, people buy us drinks at shows, and, like, that's more than enough. Like, we're just happy that you tune in. But my dear friend now, Mike, he had read that I had bleeders at NXT, and I'm like, I'm totally content with sitting in the cheap seats. But he was like, listen, I heard you're in the bleeders. I have sweet tickets. I was like, what? At the Staples Center? Like, I'm not Will Smith. That's fucking crazy. And it actually happened, man. So I don't even know, like, anyone in a personal life that I can get, like, sweet tickets from. So, like, to sit there and watch wrestling was pretty surreal. Those seats were so cozy that during that 40-minute War Games match, I kind of dozed off. I won't lie. And I wasn't even drunk. But overall, a really successful trip. Some good eats happened. I think Divider Con in November should happen every year. Mike, you should come down. LA is so fun. That might have been like one of the funnest weekends of pro wrestling ever. We were plotting on going to Survivor Series, and after watching it, I kind of regret not going, but LA's such a good scene, man. Everyone's so friendly. Highly recommended. If you could watch wrestling in LA, you should.
Yeah, just from watching that David Arquette Nick Gage match from home, I'm sure millions of people talked about it by now, but it was pretty surreal to see all of that. Just to see an actual actor, like a non-wrestler, do pretty sick deathmatch stuff. And because there's, you know, actual wrestlers who don't want to do that shit. So seeing this dude do it is just fucking wild. So he definitely earned my respect. He's the rookie of the year, David Arquette. There's no beating him. But yeah, Al has this luck of just going to all these legendary wrestling shows all the time. I don't know why he isn't Rich Al. I don't know why I have to be Rich Mike. Al's the one who gets to go to all these like crazy monumental legendary shows that everybody's going to remember for the rest of their lives. But whatever.
Hey, to be fair, I got it for free. What's up?
Yeah.
What's up? Motherfuckers.
Okay, so my two-man scrambles. First off, I'm going to start off a little virtual bros.
Oh shit!
This is just a real quick thing because I really want an answer. There's these grime artists. That's like rap to the UK.
Yeah,
that's their version of the rap. And it's there's these grime dudes named Pete and Baz, and I found out about these guys like I don't know, like 6 months ago or something now. And the whole thing is I can't remember how I found out about them. I think they might have just showed up on like a Spotify playlist or something. And I saw like a video of them on YouTube after I heard them. And the video is two actual old men and they are rapping, but you know, it's a video. So it's just kind of like they're lip syncing. So I was like, oh, that's really clever. They got two old men to be them in the video. And then I find out, I guess the gimmick is the old men are the actual rappers, but there's like a documentary about it now that it's, you know, that it's true. But I don't believe it, and so I just want to reach out to our British listeners, and I really need to know: is this a shoot or is this a work, guys? I need to know because I'm starting to believe that Pete and Baz are real elderly man rappers because it's like hard rap. It's not like they're rapping about old person stuff. So it's pretty bizarre. So check out Pete and Baz and let me know what you guys think out there if you haven't heard them. I asked a couple times on Twitter, people just fucking ignore me. I know. Fucking England, I don't think is as big as America. I think when you have like a weird viral sensation in England, everybody knows about it. So you guys are just withholding the truth from me. It's not like you don't know who these guys are. You can't fool me. Anyways, onto the real two-man scrambles. I think the next day or maybe 2 days after we recorded last, I got a mystery package in the mail that I wasn't expecting. And I was like, I wonder what this is. And it had like some weird sports return address on it. And I was like, this might be a piece of the all-in canvas that I've been waiting a couple months for. I did an unboxing on the Instagram, and sure enough, it is a piece of the all-in canvas. I have it, guys, for you guys who missed the Instagram post. I have it in my possession. My first instinct was to immediately put it on eBay, but I didn't because I'm lazy, not because I didn't want to. There's a couple of popped up on eBay since, and they're only the signed ones, and they're going for ridiculous prices. Not being sold for ridiculous prices, just the person's asking for ridiculous price. However, I don't know how much they cost in the first place, so maybe The asking price was ridiculous to begin with, but it's I'm still like, I want to just put it on eBay and, whoever wants it. I don't care if it goes for $1. I don't care if it goes for $50. But now my instinct is, they have this new wrestling promotion that it seems like it's pretty much a done deal. Like it's really happening, this elite wrestling promotion. So now I'm like, maybe I should hold on to it until it appreciates in value, because like if this promotion is a big deal, it would be like holding a piece of like the WrestleMania 1 canvas. So I can be sitting on like millions of dollars, basically. I don't really believe that. That's a joke, but maybe I should hold on to it for a little while longer and see where this elite wrestling goes before I give it up. So maybe I won't sell it right away. But if you guys are interested out there, if you're hungry for a piece of the all-in canvas, let me know. I try to sniff it, but it's in glass, so you can't really smell through it. So the sniffs are still in there if you want to take it apart. I haven't taken it apart yet.
Someone had the bright idea for you just to cut the mattress like into like fours.
Yeah.
And just like make 4 times your money.
I just should.
You didn't ask for advice, but you got to ditch this, dude. You got to ditch this for like $50. You're not going to.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
I'll sell it eventually. Speaking of things I got in the mail, the next week, a few days later, I got another mystery package in the mail. This is from Brian. Listener Brian. I forgot. He said he was going to send this. This wasn't an email, but he sent me the Undertaker urn. The actual Undertaker urn, I think we talked about almost a year ago to the day at this point, because I think it was on the last year's Holiday Buyer's Guide episode. And he actually had it. I can't remember if he paid real money for this or he got it somehow. I honestly don't even know if this was the same one that Al talked about, because it was really expensive, right, Al?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, did this urn come with the coffin case? It was lined like in velvet. I think that's the one we were suggesting people buy. I don't know if that came with it.
So this was just the urn by itself. I don't know if it's the same one, man, but this is a real shittily made fake urn, man. It doesn't open, so it's useless.
Yeah.
You can't even put your things inside of it. There's like little, when you fucking spray, you spray paint on something, if there's like dirt under the surface, it'll be like little bubbles. There's a bunch of those, so like they didn't even fucking paint it well. It's so I really hope this wasn't like $100 item, because it's a real piece of garbage. It looks pretty cool on my shelf though, so I'm glad I have it. Thank you very much, Brian. I'm gonna cherish it for the rest of my life, probably.
Have you tried to hit anyone with it yet?
It does have some weight to it. You could fuck somebody up with that thing. Yeah, it's not real metal or anything, but you could definitely hit somebody with it and ruin their day. Speaking of that glorious David Arquette, Nick Gage, NXT War Games weekend, there was a Survivor Series, as Al said, and I didn't think in my life there would be such a memorable weekend in wrestling that somebody peeing their pants on a WWE event would only be like the 9th most interesting thing that happened that weekend. Because it was just like, just watching it, I was just like, if this happened any other time, I would be losing my shit. But, it's not going to beat David Arquette wrestling Nick Gage. But, so Rock's, I don't know, his Drake Maverick, that's his name now. He manages the method, the AOP, or as Daniel from Check the Tape calls him, the Methods of Mayhem. And there's basically some spot, I guess, where somebody was like holding him by the throat, and he pissed his pants. He fucking pissed his pants. Later on in the Observer, Dave Meltzer reported that it was probably real piss. It was shoot piss. Just like we wonder about Vince McMahon if he shoot peed himself back then. Supposedly, the mechanism that was supposed to make fake pee didn't work, and so he real peed his pants. I don't know. It does look like, if you watch it, it's weird because whoever's choking him is like holding his neck, and Drake Maverick's making like this weird face, and they're just like kind of like stuck in time for a few seconds, and I'm like, what is going on? This is so weird. And then after a while, you see the little pee in his pants, and I was like, oh, he probably couldn't get the thing to work, and it was like he was like trying to fiddle with it or something. But supposedly he was such a perfectionist for the spot that he was like, I'm gonna pee my pants for real. And supposedly he pissed his pants for real. And then Al posted something on Twitter of him pissing something else. So I guess he just has a complete pissing gimmick now, which is fucking great for me. He's gonna quickly become my favorite character in wrestling. So that's cool. But yeah, I was just amazed. I just wanted everybody to know, just in case they haven't heard, that he probably for real peed his pants on a pay-per-view. And that is amazing. Hats off to you, Drake Maverick. You are quite the entertainer.
What a contingency plan. He probably just like drank a whole bunch of Gatorade just in case like the mechanism didn't work. Like that's real dedication to your craft. That's incredible.
Okay, so my last thing is I have a little road report too. I went to AAW Unstoppable this week at the Logan Square Auditorium in Chicago, Illinois. This is AAW. I go there as much as I can. And this time I went with Brady, who listens to the show, our friend Brady. And I got to sit in the balcony of the Logan Square Auditorium.
Man,
and
Rich Mike for real. Come on.
Yeah. Rich Mike for real. It was I've sat in the balcony in Hammerstein for like ROH, and it's cool, but it's not, you're still like kind of far away. But this was like you're pretty much right on top of things. And I mean, I love sitting in front row, and I'm kind of a baby and don't even really like sitting in anything beyond like third row. After that, I just don't care. Unless it's like death matches, then I want to sit as far back as possible. But everything else, I kind of want to be at least in the third row, or it's just, indie shows, not fucking WWE. I can't afford shit like that. But, if it's like an independent show, I'd rather be as close as possible. But the balcony is like, I think it's better than front row, man. It's the fucking, at least for the Logan Square Auditorium, because not only do you have a great view of wrestling, which is fine, but you have a view of every single other person in that building, and it's fucking amazing because you could you see in real time a person being a jackass and everybody else cringing around them. And it's just like, for a person that I spend 80% of my day watching weirdos on YouTube like eat fast food in their cars and review it, or just like people who are borderline, have like mental illness, just talking to the microphone for an hour, and this is my entertainment. Being able to just lord over everybody and just watch them be cringy and not have to deal with it firsthand and see how it affects everybody else is fucking amazing. There wasn't that many cringy people there. There was one man that Brady pointed out as a notorious asshole. So there was him, and there was like a few other people. But it's just fucking amazing to watch. There was a woman holding a replica belt the whole time. Not holding it, she just had it in her lap. And I was just like, I wonder, the only thing I could deduce was that she was like getting it signed by wrestlers afterwards or something, because I don't know why else you would just do that. But it was weird. But yeah, it was such a fucking cool view just to see everybody and not have to deal with them. So, I would recommend, if you can, sit in the balcony up there, because it was fucking great. But I'll say that the wrestling was great too. I got to see, Matt Seidel, aka Evan Bourne, for the first time in real life. And he was supposed to wrestle Fenix, but Fenix hurt his balls in another match we're going to talk about on the mixtape later on. And that kind of sucked, because I was expecting that to be a really good match, but they stuck him in a tag team match instead. And he's definitely a dude. I've said this on the show before, but I do think there's like wrestlers that if you see them live, they have like another like level to them where you're just like, oh, he's like super good. I could see why, he's the guy and stuff like that. And Matt Seidel's definitely up there. He's super good in real life. So now I'm even more bummed I didn't get to see him wrestle Fenix. Hopefully he comes back and he does get to wrestle Fenix eventually, because that's going to be quite a good match. I also got to see, for the first time in my life, a 60-minute draw in wrestling.
That's right.
Yeah, and how would you feel about that, Al? Would you be
no,
like...
I wouldn't like that at all, dude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like that one bit.
Yeah, so it was Trevor Lee versus ACH, and I didn't know what to expect about this match, but when it started, when they were doing their entrances and everything, Brady pointed out that Trevor Lee had a very tight braid in, like a very tight, I'm going to do some work braid, because he usually just has his hair in like a ponytail or a bun, basically, and then it like comes out. But if it was a tight braid, like Brady said, it was like the Shawn Michaels braid, so you knew he was going to be putting in some work. So I was like, yeah, whatever, he's just being serious. And then the match started, and it started off with chain wrestling, and I was just like, this match is going to be at least a half an hour. Because anytime you see a match start out with chain wrestling, you know something's fishy, and it's going to be a long time. So, but the thing is, AAW, they normally have 15-minute time limits, so I'm just like, it'll be a half an hour. That's fine. I can handle that. And I had just run out of beer too, and I'm in like a balcony, and it's kind of difficult to go get more. So I was like, I'll get some more after this match. And, it hit that 30-minute mark, and I was just like, it's not ended yet. And then, it finally, after about 40 minutes, I was like, they're going to go the full 60. I get it. Supposedly, allegedly, both of these guys are rumored to have signed to the WWE, or in the process of signing the WWE. So they probably did this match because they're like, this is the last fucking time we're ever going to be able to do dumb shit like this. And that's cool. I mean, I could understand if I was in some kind of situation wanting to do that. But, 60-minute draw is not my kind of wrestling, that's for sure. It was entertaining, but I am very glad I got to see it, because I never, ever, ever thought in my life, unless I went to, like, Japan or something, I would ever see a 60-minute draw in real life, because it's like, I don't think it happens that often here. So it was pretty cool that I get to check that off my bucket list of things I would never thought I'd see live in wrestling. So that was cool. Outside of that, I'm trying to think if there's any other notable things to talk about at the wrestling. I'm looking over the old match list to see if there's anything I missed, but
you got to see Eddie Kingston make fun of Marty DeRosa's wiener. That was pretty funny, right?
Oh yeah, Eddie Kingston was on one, man. He was talking to this fan about fucking his mother, and just,
yeah, it was awesome.
Last time I saw, a couple months ago when I saw Eddie Kingston in AIW, he almost fought a fan, and this time I thought it was for real going to go down, and it didn't. But it was, again, being able to see from the balcony and be able to see like all of it fall apart. It was really good. So another great AAW show. MJF got bloody, which was cool too, because I don't know if that was for real or fake, but it was pretty fucking cool. Kylie Ray, who's kind of like a local hero here, won the belt, the lady belt from Kimberly. It was pretty fun. I think they're coming back in a couple months. Big shout out to Dr. Keith for hooking me up with let me sit in the balcony. Although I think you could just wander up there. I don't really know. It was kind of mixture. There's definitely a dude near us that did not work for AAW in any capacity, but maybe he was just a friend too, so I don't know. But so I don't know if you could just wander up there or what. So I'm not gonna say you can, but it was pretty fucking fun. Hopefully in the future, wink wink, I'll be able to sit in the balcony again, because it is definitely, now that AIW is Mount Carmel is done and they're no longer running there, Logan Square Auditorium is definitely hands down my favorite venue in America. And it sucks that more wrestling isn't there, honestly. Like, I wish there was wrestling there every day, because it's such a cool place. So yeah, that was my trip to AAW, and that was the end of my 2-man scramble on this already very long episode.
I was gonna say, let's just go the full 60, dude. Let's just go the full 60 right now.
We are gonna have the full 60 version of the stupid podcast.
I was gonna ask though, like, you don't have to get into it, but like, you can't really buy seats for the balcony, right? You have to be like a someone. Is that true or no?
I mean, like I said, I don't know. I think so, because it was, the production team and the announcers and wrestling kind of people, and then the other man that just kind of wandered up there. So yeah, I think you kind of need to be somebody, I guess. I would assume.
Look at us, Mike. Look at us, Mike. Look at the Virtual Pros Impact, dude. I'm in the suites at Staples Center. You're in the balcony. Yeah. Sorry about it, man.
No, we're really 60. Yeah, I mean, we don't have fucking sponsorships yet, so we can't be that annoying about it, I guess.
Yo, 51 minutes, the blood is on your hands, Krister. What the fuck, dude? Next up, the 2018 Buyer's Guide. Listen to Alan Mike lead you to the best merchandise that wrestling has to offer. Please stay tuned.
apple bum, miss a knife or two. I see you got it going on, very nice of you. Well, let her taste your fruit. Heard you got the juice, love nectar, and it surely feels the grove. Wanna hang around me, you can catch that nose. Neck to your thigh, I can make that loose. Add rope in a tie, let me gift wrap you. Me in your life will complete that. So, word, cool, yeah, that's on Derek. Kill me if I run, but I love when you're scary. Huh, fishnet lace and thigh highs, nice ties. My cat lives while petting my bride. Word, she stays shopping for more, screaming Sequoia. No wonder Edgy fit in the store. Titties thick in the plot where the ends are more. They soft, far away from my Monica tour. My life.
Okay, and we are back here on Virtual Pros, episode 77, and this is our holiday buyer's guide episode. We did one of these last year. I don't know, can't remember if we did one the year before, but basically, you know, it's going to be the holidays. I don't know when our next episode is after this one, so just in case we don't get to do it before Christmas or too close to Christmas, we're gonna go over some things you could buy for Christmas for the wrestling fan in your life, or maybe ask the normal people in your life to buy you one of these wrestling gifts. And mine are, they're jokey, but a couple it's fairly serious. Like, it's not too bad too jokey of a gift idea. But my first one, my honorable mention is a piece of the all-in canvas, which you can get personally from me. And if you want, I will include an autograph by me, or, a certificate of authenticity that I actually own this. So, later on in life when I die and you go to Pawn Stars, you can say, oh, Mike from Virtual Pros owned this piece of the all-in canvas. And, it's going to go up in value automatically. It's like when they come in with like a Super Bowl ring and they're like, oh, an office worker probably owned that. You will have a certificate of authenticity that a real podcaster owned a piece of the all-in canvas, and that's just going to make the profit skyrocket. But anyways, so my first gift, and again, this is kind of a joke, but honestly, kind of serious, because this really does make people's lives. Like, people love this shit. But it's fucking Cameo, the thing that we got the Ryback video on. It's a service, if you guys don't know about it, where you basically go to this website. It's called Cameo.com, and they don't have just wrestlers. They have all kinds of quote unquote celebrities on their website. But they have, give them credit. Ryback was one of the first wrestlers on there. It was like him and like maybe one or two other people that I think like Bret Hart was on there early, but Ryback was really one of the first ones doing it on here. And now there's a whole buttload of wrestlers that you can have send you a personalized video. That's what Cameo does. For X amount of dollars, everybody charges their own rate. You can get they'll shoot like a couple minute video, like, hey Tommy, happy birthday. This is your favorite wrestler, Zack Ryder. And woo woo woo, you know it. You're really cool. Like, you just write like a little tiny script for them, and they do it. I don't know if they do promotional shit, because I was thinking, because Great Khali is on here. That's my recommendation, to get the Great Khali. And there's samples, so even if you just want to hear what it's like for Great Khali to leave somebody a message or a video message, you should go to this website just to see it. I swear to God, I wanted to pull up the audio just to have it for this episode, but the messages change all the time. So when I checked it like a month or two ago, he had a video on there where I swear to God, he just goes, "Hi Brian, this is the Great Khali. I love you." And I swear to God. But like in the more Great Khali voice. I can't do his crazy giant voice justice, but I couldn't fucking find it. So it's lost in the ether for now. But Great Khali's on there charging $25, which, that honestly, like I said, if I knew they could do plugs, and I didn't think it was so fucking corny to have some quote unquote celebrity say, "Oh, you're listening to Virtual Pros," I would be down to have Great Khali do it, because I think that's hilarious. But again, I would be too afraid that people would think we were serious and wanting the Great Khali to shout out our podcast. So I don't know, but I just want to point out that Great Khali charges $25, which I think is a fair price. I think Ryback also charges $25. Nick Aldis, the NWA champion, charges $45. Very suspicious. He has no videos on his page of people requesting his services. I wonder why. Maybe not charge $45 to record a video message for somebody, you weirdo. Like, when fucking actual I don't want to say big time superstars, but, actual wrestlers that are beloved around the world are only charging $25. Like I said, it's weird that Zack Ryder is on here. I mean, I guess he doesn't wrestle a lot. Guess how much Zack Ryder charges? It's a lot more than Nick Aldis, I'll say that.
Man, for him to not blink at buying a wooden blob that made the Macho King plastic thing that holds the figure in place, I guess I would say 100.
Yep, $100.
Good for you, Zack Ryder.
I don't know if I guess some people do it, but that's fucking nuts. But I guess he needs that action figure money. Bret Hart, that's going to run you $150. That is, I would not recommend. Tommy Dreamer is a man of the people. Let's see how much he charges. Only $30. I think that's fair. Is Ryback still 25? Oh, Ryback raised his rate. Right, it's fucking 40 now. So I think
what
all
the
these people.
Ryback? The fucking Bitcoin is up, dude. What are you doing?
Then there's a lot of quote unquote wrestlers on here. Like there is a woman named Monique Dupree. No idea. Selena De La Renta, I think she's just a babe. I don't know if she's an actual wrestler. Tony Emerald. Let's see how much Tony Emerald charges. $10. You want Tony Emerald to shout you out? There you go. So yeah, I mean, all in all, Mark Henry's on here. Jack Swagger. What's her face from wrestling? Sonya Deville, that's who I was trying to think of. She's on here for some reason, only $40 for her. Melina, of course, Jerry Lawler, of course, the Boogeyman, Brian Cage, which is pretty cool. Psycho Sid is technically on here, which would be cool as hell, but he's always on temporarily unavailable, which is when they just don't want to deal with it. So I don't know how much his rates are, but it would be pretty cool to have a Psycho Sid video. So yeah, it's kind of jokey, but seriously, if you want some stupid wrestler to say Merry Christmas to your loved ones, this is a pretty cool service.
If Psycho Sid promised to record his video message with a softball jersey on, I would pay all the money in the world for that shit. I was looking at prices, so they have the fucking White Mamba, Brian Scalabrine, the white flag of all NBA teams back in the day. He has the audacity to charge $60. Bill Weddington, however, only charging $40. That's good. There was one more I wanted to point out here. Oh man, Chuck Liddell, dude. I know you saw what happened this weekend. Guess how much he's charging?
I would say he's a working man. But I think he needs money bad. So I'd say $50.
$99. And right now, after seeing him get fucking... Dude, Tito Ortiz did the fucking gravedigger to him, dude. Give him $199, man. That shit made me super sad. Anyway, I have some notable mentions as well. So someone on iOffer, I believe, a very legitimate site, I believe, iOffer, they have the complete 18 DVD set of MTV True Life, which has the landmark episode, I'm a Pro Wrestler. That has such legends as Rapid Delivery Rory Fox, Les Thatcher finding some weed in that Chicago dude's hotel room. I think there's that clip of Tony Atlas. He's like, yeah, punch me in the face, lady. Also classic. I need this on DVD pretty badly, but I also forgot that True Life had episodes like I Need Danger Sex. I don't recall that episode. I'm very curious. There's I Need Danger Sex. Sounds like a banger. And there's another episode. It's titled I'm Having Unusual Plastic Surgery. I'm very interested in this entire set. So if you want to buy this for me, I'll totally accept it. Also on the DVD front, Miho Abe of New Japan fame, she's releasing a DVD soon too. It's called Love Crazy Enough, according to Google Translate. And I bet there's going to be some releasing all around the world when that DVD drops. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Mike? Anyway, my first suggestion for the 2018 holiday season. So I've never seen a wrestling promotion cater to the needs of their fans like this. And I think it's great that a promotion is self-aware enough to ensure that their fans are as cozy as can be when watching their wrestling. And it's the Sendai Girls sweatsuit set. I think alone, this deserves to be under every women's wrestling fan's Christmas tree. It's a very clean heather gray crew neck. Also comes with sweatpants. They flip the champion logo on the chest. It's very nice, very classy. The sizing is between L and 5XL. So like you need to be taken care of, like in my personal opinion. It's around $60. I say support the scene, support women's wrestling. I personally plan on buying the sweatsuit soon. And
wait, the whole sweatsuit's only $60?
Well, it's not like a tracksuit, it's a sweatsuit. So it's really just like a pair of sweatpants and a crew neck sweater.
That's still pretty decent.
Yeah, right? And then, like the branding's like really nice, real classy. You should do it. Dude.
I might get one too to lounge around the house. It'd be pretty nice.
Go. Watch wrestling in that shit.
Yeah. Two things. I bought from iOffer the full complete TV run of ECW 1997 from iOffer before.
Oh shit.
And I would later give away some of those DVDs to early orders in Virtual Pro shirts. So some people out there own my iOffer DVDs of 1997 ECW with the music and everything still intact. And also that Miho Abe video. She put a clip on her Twitter if you guys are interested. And I mean, I'm no Gravure Video Pro or anything, but I've seen a few of them. I've heard about them. I mean, I've heard other people describe them to me. And honestly, it's they're for the most part they're pretty PG-13. They're sexy. They're girls doing sexy stuff, but they're just in bikinis. That is like normal stuff in America now. But this one, it is definitely it's there's a lot of gyrating going on. It's something else. It's definitely some next level Gravure video. So
she is so athletic, dude. She is world class, like Olympic athletic to be. Oh my goodness.
There's a lot going on in that video. So it's it's extreme PG-13. It's like PG-13 combined with NC-17. So it's definitely not for the children. I would definitely let my 12-year-old watch any other Gravity. I have a 12-year-old son. I would let him pop in any of my other friends' Gravure DVD collections, but not this Miho Abe. It's pretty out there. So I have two, and they're both in the same category, which is very expensive. I would even say overpriced. Wrestling memorabilia. And the first thing, well, actually, let's start off with the other thing first because it's less interesting. The first thing is from the movie The Wrestler. That was starring Mickey Rourke from 2009 or 2008. And it's a Randy the Ram shirt. Like they made like an actual, like if Randy the Ram had an actual wrestling shirt that they had extras wear in the background. And I've always there's definitely probably at least a couple people who listen to the show that were at these tapings. And this is like I said, this is the shirt they had the extras wear. So it's possible somebody out there that listens to the show actually owns one of these shirts. And it's a pretty normal shirt. It's not like it's fucking crazy cool or anything. It was just some stupid shirt they had extras wear. So it's just like a picture of Mickey Rourke and it says Ram on it. And somebody on the propgallery.com, which is a movie props website, but this is a British one, is trying to sell it for £600 for a fucking t-shirt that an extra wore on a movie set. And let me tell you, not every prop that's on a movie set is worth money. And you know what is definitely not worth $600? Some stupid t-shirt from a 10-year-old movie. Like if this was from Casablanca or something, maybe $600, but this is a movie from fucking 10 years ago. It's a stupid wrestling shirt. Come on, man. $600? That's ridiculous. And it's not even 600. It's pounds. So it's more. It's like 800 or something. So it's fucking nuts. The second thing is actually pretty fucking cool. I think the old thrift store jobber found this for me. It's a ring use wrestling autographed WWF racing suit for Bob Sparkplug Holly. This is like a complete, it's probably not actually fireproof because it was just a prop, but it's like a complete, basically like a NASCAR racing fire suit, but World Wrestling Federation branded. And if you guys don't remember, it's kind of like it's not red, but it's like, one of those reddish colors, like a magenta or something. And it's just those old early to mid 90s WWF colors, the yellow and the purple and all that shit. And it's pretty sweet, honestly. And I'm sure there aren't many, if any, other ones of this on Earth, because I doubt Bob Holly's hanging onto one. So there might be like 3 of these in existence, if that. However, the price is $5,500. No one's fucking buying that. Again, if this was somebody from Casablanca's fire suit or something, maybe $5,500. It's like, it's a cool item, but you gotta be fucking kidding me, man. Dude, you can buy, like, I don't even think like a Michael Jordan NBA Finals game worn jersey would come close to $5,500. This is fucking Bob Holly from the World Wrestling Federation. So, dude, like, whoever you're selling, like, I don't know, maybe you listen to the show, probably not. You're dreaming with that fucking price. But, you know, and it's a buy it now, so it's gonna be on eBay for a while, because no one's ever gonna buy it. So I do implore anybody to go out there and search ring used wrestling, racing suit, Bob Holly, and see this thing, because it's pretty sweet. But like I said, not, you know, just, he has a make an offer. Shoot him a offer of $20. Also $50 shipping. Slap in the face right there. You can't even pay for fucking shipping. Okay, yeah, I'm done.
Those are your last two? You just combined them?
No. Oh no, I have another, yeah.
Okay. My second one is the New Japan Pro Wrestling push-up bar. So this currently is on the NJPW's site for 3,800 yen. So maybe like $35. Little warning here. They're only going to ship this alone. So don't even think about getting like the replica belt or like any other t-shirt with this. Like, you can only like purchase it separately. So that kind of sucks. So this workout equipment, if you've never seen like dojo training, like, it was this exercise in the Hindu squats where I was like no one in America does this. Hindu squats, I tried them like in high school, and I was like, I can see how this can get you strong. But these sex push-ups, like, I don't believe it. But Tanahashi endorses this product. And so I think I'm going to buy this going into 2019. Listener and friend of the show, Animal Glue, a.k.a. Rob, he says they're good for the tries. And so it's just like this wooden plank set on like two smaller planks. And you can do sex push-ups. It's supposed to make you strong. So New Japan push-up bar. You should buy it.
I'm into fitness donuts in my mouth.
Where's that from?
I don't know. It's from something, though. I didn't make that up. My last thing. It's also very weird that they're selling, out of all the things to sell, they're just selling a push-up bar. But I guess that's old Harold's his background is merchandising. So I expect a lot of wacky New Japan shit to be coming up. But my last thing is, again, a group of things. And I was thinking that first off, when people in your family or your loved ones know you're into wrestling and they don't give a shit, they're going to end up they're going to be like, oh, Johnny likes wrestling. Let me get him this fucking thing that I found in Walmart. And it's going to be like me, and you're going to end up with that John Cena snack pack, which is like the John Cena mug with like beef jerky and other shit in it that I got for Christmas one year. And, you know, I'm fine with that. I don't want my family knowing that, oh, no, I like independent wrestling. You know, you have to go here to get my things. Like, I'm not going to do that to my family. So, you know, I'm fine with it. I accept these gifts and they're cool, whatever. But, you know, it's not my shit, but whatever. But I was thinking, if you're in that kind of position, you know, those things, they add up. Like, you get one fucking John Cena shirt at full price. That's like $30. It's probably a little over $30 after shipping. And, you know, then your family gives you like this $30 gift that you're just like, fuck, man, I don't even fucking want to wear this. This sucks. It was $30. So anybody, you know, people who listen to the show that don't watch wrestling, or anybody who's thinking about buying wrestling junk for somebody in their lives, my philosophy is buying one thing that kind of sucks for $50 is not cool. Like, you're just going to be bummed out. But if you get like 10 things at once that equal $50, you'll be less bummed, because you will like rank the things in your brain and be like, oh, that's not so bad. And so I came up with basically a $50 grab bag from the WWE clearance section, which is always entertaining. I always suggest people to always, not even just around the holidays, to check out the WWE shop clearance section, because you get to see all their dirty, dark secrets and like the stuff they're trying to get rid of for super cheap. So I came up with a $50 grab bag, and, you know, some of the stuff is ironic and some of the stuff is actually cool that I wouldn't mind actually owning. So you got the Finn Balor plastic mask for $5. This is just like the Asuka mask, except it's only the bottom half and it's the demon teeth. So you look real spooky. You put that on, you look real scary. You scare your sister or something. That's probably kind of a joke one. But what is not a joke one, right now, you can get the KO Mania 3 shirt for only $5. That's a pretty sweet shirt. If you guys don't know,
it's good.
Yeah, it's Kevin Owens reenacting the WrestleMania 3 poster. It's a pretty great shirt, and it's only $5. You can get the Breezango Fashion Violation ticket pad for only $5. This is a stupid gift, although I will tell you right now, in 20 years, this is going to be like the ironic collector's item that people are going to be like, holy shit, I can't believe that existed. They had the whole fucking traffic ticket violation things for fashion faux pas. And, so, for $5, you can hold on to this and probably, give it to your grandkids and they could sell it for thousands of dollars in 20 years or whatever. But, it's a pretty funny thing for $5. $6 can get you the retro Bam Bam Bigelow shirt, which I would probably legitimately buy. So that's pretty sweet. Also for $6, you can get the TJ Perkins, I call it the Max Health shirt because it's his arcade version shirt with his little pixelated self. This is a joke. No one really wants this, but it would be funny if your friend bought you $50 worth of junk and this was inside of it. The Neville doll for $7, that's pretty cool. He's going to probably be wrestling somewhere where you can see him in real life, and this you could actually have him sign this. So that's a pretty sweet pickup for $7. And, honestly, they don't have many dolls on there because they're trying to sell them. But that Neville doll, they're like, we got to get rid of that guy. So that's pretty cool. Steve Austin cornhole game for $9. I don't know if I talked about this on the show, but they posted this. I think this came out like last year or something. And I thought it was like a real full-on, full-size cornhole game. And I fucking lost my mind. I was just like, holy shit. I'm going to get that because it's basically, if you guys don't know what cornhole is, it's kind of like a bro game, but I don't know. I enjoy it, but it's like that game with like the wooden planks with the holes in them and you throw beanbags into them. But this one has where Austin's middle fingers would be is where the hole is. So it's not regulation cornhole either because the holes are in like weird places, but either way, I was fucking pumped for this. And then I found out it was just a desk version of cornhole, which is bullshit. Real weird. No one plays cornhole at your desk. You play it because you're drinking. It'd be very weird if you were that big of an alcoholic that you're playing cornhole at a desk. But it's a funny gift, and it's only $7. Marked down from I think 40. So you're coming up on this. Oh no, I'm sorry, $9. But either way, so fucking 75% off or something. And finally, for $6, you can get the Titus O'Neil Rumble, Tumble, and Slide shirt. If you guys don't remember when they did another one of those Saudi Arabia shows several months ago. Supposedly Titus O'Neil for real fell and slid under the ring. I don't know. It looks kind of fake to me. I don't believe it was real, but either way, this is a dude that's been in WWE for like 8 years and has had one shirt, and he immediately does something stupid and they make a shirt making fun of him about it. And, it's a real depressing thing to think about that, Titus O'Neil's been with the company for so long and they make this shirt making fun of him. But so I think that's kind of like a keepsake basically because they don't make too many shirts making fun of their own talent. So grab that for $6. And that is my $50 gift bag from WWE shop.
Well done, Mike. I'm going to break some hearts though. That KO Mania shirt, it's only in a small. We fucked up.
Yeah, I wasn't going to look in the sizes because I'm sure I was going to be let down by a lot of the shirts and the sizes, but yeah, if you got a kid out there, like I have my 12-year-old son, I might buy him the KO Mania 3 shirt in size small.
My last one. I actually really want this. I might buy this for myself in the next couple weeks. I posted about this a couple weeks ago, and like people were super into it. So I think this might be a hot ticket item for the holiday season, and that's the WWE Championship waffle maker. I can't think of a better way to start off like my day. Or like making dinner leftovers real good than eating like a championship belt. That sounds pretty good to me. I kind of think like if you invested in this waffle maker, you could probably have like a really successful Instagram account. Like for me, like anytime I post like breakfast items, like at minimum like 100 likes. So like imagine like the numbers you'd be doing, like sharing these breakfast foods with like wrestling fans all across the world. You might be famous off this. I think the price point, it's not like really hurting pockets. I think it's under $40. I bet eventually like it's going to end up in clearance for $6, like any other WWE item. But if you have patience, I think you should cop it for $40. I'm very interested in how like well this works, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, usually my family, they'll ask me what I want for Christmas, and I'll give them a list of like 3 things, 3 modest things, and I'm always like, just get me these 3 things and nothing else. Yeah. And they always just get me a bunch of bullshit items too. And usually, like I said, it's usually at least one bullshit wrestling item. So I low key hope I'm getting this WWE waffle maker. But at the same time, I can't really. I'm going home like a couple weeks before Christmas, and I think they're gonna probably be like, he probably doesn't want to carry back a whole bunch of stupid shit on a plane. So I'm probably not gonna be getting the waffle maker. Although maybe they'll mail it to me. I wouldn't mind owning it.
I mean, if you're to combine this waffle maker with your current food project, dude, you really might be on Ellen soon.
I might. And that's it.
Next up, the world famous mixtape with Dash Chisako, The Giant, Great Muta, Kenny Omega, and Ray Fenix. Please stay tuned. Welcome back to a jumbo-sized episode of Virtual Pros, episode 77. If you haven't already, tell a friend. Instagram, Twitter, VRTL Pros. Hit us on SoundCloud. Hit us on iTunes. Hit us on Spotify. And if you want to suggest a match. Oh, PSA, I do not want to watch that Russian deathmatch shit. That was horrific. Did you see that shit, Mike?
No, I didn't watch it.
All right. I personally do not want to see any syringes into feet. It's just something I don't want to do. So, with that in mind, please don't do that. But if you want to suggest a match, virtualpro64@gmail.com. Just no needles in mouths or feet, please. The first match of the night is The Giant versus the Great Muta, WCW Nitro 7/28/1997. So this clip, it leads off. It's pirated, I guess, but don't tell anybody. It starts off with Arn Anderson. He's wearing a very nice striped Ralph Lauren polo, and he's kicking off a segment called Global Warning, which, given the context clues, it leads me to believe that this was some segment on WWE 24/7 that highlighted international talent. So, Stamford, I know you listen. Give me some more global warming. I want to see more international dudes on the network. So this clip, it really leads off with the Macho Man talking shit in the audience, saying he's going to beat the shit out of Scotty Steiner, not in those words, because Macho Man is a true writer. I like that a lot. So apparently the Giant and Great Muta, they're wrestling because last week, the Great Muta, he misted the Giant, which I don't remember at all. Muta comes out in a t-shirt and to the NWO B entrance music, so I know like exactly how the shit is gonna go. Bischoff then comes out to the NWO A music, and like now I'm pissed off. Like that's disrespectful. So for the majority of the match, the Giant, he's just beating the shit out of the Great Muta. The Great Muta, he like retreats and he crawls underneath the ring. And this is something I've never personally seen before. The cameraman, he actually follows the Great Muta under the ring, so you can see like very clearly like the inner workings of underneath a wrestling ring. Like I don't know why I find this so interesting. Like this match is whatever, but like this is the first time I've ever seen a clear view of underneath the ring. And to me, like that's a strong recommendation. You got to watch this. It's incredible. Mike, what'd you think?
Yeah, it is very, very odd that part because it's also very bright. It was like, yeah. It was like the cameraman had like a floodlight or something. So it's pretty weird. So yeah, this was on WWE Classics, which was before the network. You could just buy like a monthly subscription and watch things a la carte, which is very strange to think about now, even though it was only like 10 years ago. It's probably less than 10 years ago. They were still doing WWE Classics. And yeah, it's just with streaming now, it's very strange that people paid. I think it was like $4. I had it for a few months. So it's not really like a big chunk of change, but either way, as Al said, Arn Anderson introduces this, and I was too afraid to look up Arn Anderson's age at this point because I was too afraid because he's in like full dad mode. So if I found out he was like 38 years old or something, I would have been real bummed out. I think he was way older, but who knows? It's kind of sad that they have Arn Anderson introducing this and hyping you up for this great Muta match, and then the first like 4 or 5 minutes of it is just basically Macho Man talking, and then 30 seconds later it's Eric Bischoff walking down the ring, and so the match doesn't start till like 7 minutes in, and it's kind of crazy. They should, like, honestly, they should have cut that out, but then they would have had a 3-minute match, so I guess they couldn't have cut it out. But maybe just not show it. Maybe show a better Great Muta match on your a la carte system back then. It's kind of stupid. But yeah, there's Macho Man says he's a true writer, and there's a part where he says, he says, I'm a true writer, not just a writer, I'm a true writer. And I'm glad he had to make make sure people knew he was a true writer. It was very strange. I think he was just trying to be hip with the kids. I can't remember where it was now. I wrote it down, and I meant to go back because I can't remember where it was. But there was a logo, like a sponsor logo for Shorties, which was a skate brand, I believe. But I think it might have been something else back then, and I couldn't find it anywhere. Maybe I'm making that up, though. Maybe
I don't think it's the skate company, because Shorties was SHORTYS.
Yeah.
Shorties was like, they actually make shorts?
I don't know, man. I Googled it because I was like, Shorties 90s, Shorties 00s, like, and it just brings me to the skate brand with a Y at the end. So I can't remember what Shorties was, but I remember that logo. So if anybody remembers what Shorties was that sponsored wrestling at a point, let me know, because I fucking have no idea. This match stinks. There's at the end, Muta's supposed to try and miss the Big Show or the Giant, and Big Show's supposed to block it, but like something goes wrong with the miss somehow. I don't know. It's fucking bad. This match stinks, but it's so crazy that WCW is so ripe with talent. They can just have a throwaway great Muta match in 1997. It's just so it's a cool time capsule. It was a stinky match. My first match of the night is Fenix. Ray Fenix, aka Ray Fenix, versus Kenny Omega. This happened a few weeks ago, and in Poughkeepsie in the Mid-Hudson Civic Center for Northeast Wrestling, NEW. This was like kind of a big fucking deal, because not only is Poughkeepsie a dump of a place, and I know there's probably at least a few listeners that hail at least originally from Poughkeepsie. You guys know it's a dump, so I'm not trying to disrespect your city. It's just kind of a dumpy place, and it's kind of like just ridiculous to even think about anything happening at the Mid-Hudson Civic Center, because it's also a dump. But anyways, this was a big deal because Kenny Omega not really wrestles in America ever, but if he does, it's usually with ROH, and he's wrestling Ray Fenix, who is a pretty well-known, very good wrestler, almost on the same level as Kenny Omega, and they're just having this match in Poughkeepsie for NEW, which is kind of just a promotion that books these guys, like these big superstars, to do matches. And that's really the only thing they're really known for. I mean, they obviously pack a crowd for these crazy matches, but, this is a big fucking deal. If I still lived in the area, I would have definitely went to this. This is fucking amazing. I also heard from Welf, who was there, and other sources. I think they even say it on commentary, but it was honestly like if fucking Michael Jackson was showing up to the Mid-Hudson Civic Center, because Kenny Omega had like a line around the block from like minute 1 until bell time of just people wanting to meet him and take pictures and get his autographs and shit. So that's pretty wild. As far as this match, it starts off and there's a few different camera angles, and they're different shades of lighting, which is kind of annoying, honestly. I don't, it's nothing. I don't think there's anything they can do. Again, they're in the Mid-Hudson Civic Center. They're not in some crazy place. So, but it's kind of looks like when you're watching like a security camera or something. It's just like all fucked up because no one cares. It's security footage. This match is like, I'll get it out of the way. This match is very good. Technically, it's a pretty amazing match. But it made me wish that like Fenix was in like New Japan or something, because he's in Lucha Underground and they have their own weird storylines. But outside of Lucha Underground, he's just like a guy that goes to every single promotion and has a great match. That's kind of his character. And I kind of wish he was in New Japan or something that could like develop his character, so he was more than just like a guy in a mask that's really good at wrestling, because that's kind of his character. And it's that's not enough for me usually. But I mean, not saying I don't like Fenix. He's definitely one of my favorite wrestlers, and I love that I've seen him like 5 or 6 times live this year, because he's really good. But I'm just like, I just wish he had like that extra thing to him. Like at least Kenny Omega has a character. So, but either way, he's also chewing gum in this match. And I mentioned chewing gum in wrestling on the show before, and a bunch of people tweeted at us saying that supposedly it's good for to help like regulate your breathing if you're wrestling. I don't know if that's true or just some old wives' tale bullshit. But, you know, usually when you see somebody chewing gum, it's like a big fat wrestler or like an old wrestler, like somebody who's not going to be doing like corkscrew planchas and stuff like that. So, just the fact that this dude does this stuff with gum in his mouth is pretty frightening to me, because now I have to worry about him swallowing his gum by accident and possibly choking while doing one of these crazy fucking moves. So, Fenix's moves are even more defying because he could choke on gum at any minute. Like I kind of alluded to, this match kind of loses something because it's in Northeast Wrestling and not really in, you know, it's not in New Japan, it's not in WWE, it's not in NXT, it's not even in PWG or like even Evolve or something like that. It's just in like this wrestling promotion that's basically a promotion to like fly in these crazy stars, and they don't really have like storylines and stuff like that. And so this it does make this match kind of lose something, because like these dudes, like Kenny Omega's the New Japan champion, and Fenix has some AAA belt, and so this should be like a big deal, but it's just like, you know, it's like a almost half-hour match, and it's like I said, it's very good. Like technically this match is amazing, but it just doesn't have that extra edge, which kind of sucks. But it's still, you know, like these guys showing up to Poughkeepsie, being like 2 giant stars in wrestling and actually not half-assing it and having like a serious fucking match for half an hour is pretty insane. And like I said, I'm pretty jealous of Wealth. Now I'm just going to call him Wealth, actually. And I'm pretty jealous of Wealth and like anybody else who got to go to this, because this would have been fucking wild to see live. And like they didn't half-ass it. This is definitely both of them at full speed. And even after the match, Kenny Omega gives like a 5-minute like really good promo too, like a very fan-pleasing promo. It's super good. I just wish it had that extra edge to like I wish there was like some stakes on the line, basically, and there really isn't. But outside of that, this is a great match. I would definitely recommend it all day. It didn't disappoint, and I just, you know, I'm just being greedy and wanted a little extra.
Yeah, so Rey Fenix, his entrance includes him tight roping on the top rope without any help, and I gotta come clean. I gotta be honest. I don't think I can do that. It's kind of a bummer. So mid-match, Rey Fenix does like this like incredible whirling arm drag off the top rope, and then he hits a fucking Fire Thunder driver, aka Rikishi driver. Like, this might be the most soulful back-to-back moves I've ever seen in pro wrestling. This was so crazy. Mike alluded to it, but like I don't know the ins and outs of like producing a wrestling show, but I will say like this lighting in this arena makes it look like a Clash of the Champions or something, and like that's real cool. I like how this match looked a lot. But yeah, I don't know. This match was fine. Like the ending is like given away, right? Like it's time to push my glasses up. But like, isn't Phoenix down with AAA? Like, doesn't New Japan ride with CMLL? Like, doesn't Kenny have to defend the most prestigious title in wrestling in a month? Like, there's no intrigue for me, you know? Like, both teams played hard, but, like, I'm gonna forget about this match, like, probably tomorrow. And, like, Mike liked this promo, but, like, I saw, like, there were 6 minutes left, and it was Kenny talking, and I was like, nah, I'm good. So I turned it off, honestly.
Yeah, it was a good, like I said, if you were there live, you'd be pumped after this promo. On tape, it's not that great. And also, yeah, like Al said, I've said it on the show before, but it's more with Pentagon. But both of those dudes, they don't really care about winning or losing. So if it's always Phoenix or Pentagon versus a guy who's on the same level as them or a level higher, the other guy's probably winning. It's probably gonna happen like that.
It's kind of a bummer, right? I don't know. Surprise me sometimes. I don't know. My last match of the night is Dash Chisako and Chihiro Hashimoto versus Hazuki and Kagetsu Sendai Girls 11/16/2018. Krister went here. I'm so jealous. So the two Oedo Tai Capos come out first, and I gotta say, as a tag team, Hazuki and Kagetsu, they might be the coolest looking team, like, all year long. I'm generally against people wearing eye contacts, but Kagetsu really makes it work. She has bleached hair as an Asian person, and that's a superpower move. Like, she looks like a handsome Ryuji Yamakawa. I don't know why. I love everything about this. Hazuki, I see you. I think. I'm not sure. So, if you don't know already, after 77 episodes, I'm a bit of a women's wrestling expert. So I kind of have this feeling that this is going to be some kind of fuck finish because it's interpromotional. Hazuki and Kagetsu wrestle for Stardom. Dash and Chihiro for Sendai Girls. But I do think this pairing is pretty great, so I'm like mentally prepared already for some disappointment from the finish. So I think the standout matchup midway is between Dash and Hazuki. Like, I don't know what happened between these two. But Dash, she's putting some fucking spice on these elbows, and later on in the match, she just straight up slaps Hazuki in the face. It's so wild. Towards the end of the match, Kagetsu, she is taking so many double foot stomps that look so gross, and I'm worried about my friend Mike and how he's holding up here. This match has it all. There's like some really good displays of power from the super rookie Chihiro, some great brawling and corking. I think this match goes a little bit over 20 minutes, but to me, this is such a strong recommendation. This was so fun. What'd you think?
Yeah, so there's a few things I had to tone down in my notes because I don't want to be too controversial. I don't want to shoot off the hip. But so yeah, Hazuki, HZK as she was once known.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like she used to look. Like, Kagetsu doesn't look like she used to look either, but she's basically doesn't look like she used to look because she's like learned how to style her hair and get a cool haircut and wear makeup and stuff like that. And like, you know, cool scary makeup. So she definitely looks a lot different, but Hazuki almost looks like a different person. And I'm afraid because I remember when Queen's Quest started that I looked up her age because I was like, is this just Io Shirai with like two 12-year-old girls? Because that's fucking too weird for me, and I got to get out of this shit. And then I looked up her age, and I'm pretty sure she was like 18 or 19 at the time. But you don't really, like, I don't think your features change that much. So I think we're being lied to, Al. I think she was 12 years old back then. I don't know. It's really crazy. Like, she's definitely like exercised. It's not like just all, you know, just in her face or anything, but you know, she's definitely like toned up and stuff. But yeah, she's I haven't been keeping up with Stardom that much, but she's definitely like a different person. She's very good now. So that's pretty cool. I'm just hoping we haven't been lied to about her age. I'm afraid. But anyways, outside of that creepy shit, definite downgrade in the Oedo Tai theme from their original theme, because that was a really good theme. It's one of my favorite themes in wrestling. And the newer one, not as good. It's like, you know, it's not horrible, but it's not as good as the original. But I will say what is good though is if you got enough time, you see a 30-minute runtime on one of these wrestling videos. If you're like me and you're like, fuck. Even though I put like 80,000 minute videos on this thing this week, but, you know, it's going to cheer me up though if you're a 3 or more person crew and you have a choreographed dance in between the in the intro, because they are number one in choreographed dances. This is like a whole routine. It was fucking amazing. It was really good. Even so much that Dash Chisako, when she comes out, she sits down in her chair and gives them a little applause. And I don't think that was just being sarcastic. I think she's really like, that was a really good dance number, because it was. So that alone is like 5-star dance number. So you're already starting off with like a solid 3.5 stars for this match. But yeah, this match is super good. Al pointed out most of the shit. I also expected a bullshit finish in this match. I mean, I am not a women's wrestling expert, but I do know enough about it that this is probably gonna have a bullshit finish. But they really sell it. It's like, you know, they're fucking vicious and they're like smacking each other and getting the crowd's face and shit after the double count out. And it's super good. When they do stupid bullshit countouts in WWE, it's so choreographed because you can hear the referee, like, you're just like, why is the referee all of a sudden louder than everybody else? Like, why is he all of a sudden counting so seriously? And you're just like, oh, it's going to be a count out. But this is just, it was very organic. they seem to really fucking hate each other. It was really great. Outside of that, there's a part in this match where Dash gives Kagetsu a pretty real chair shot where the chair just straight up bounces off of her back. And that was fucking brutal, man. That was a super brutal chair shot. As Al alluded to, there's a lot of not so fake double stomps going on in this. There's a lot of real fucking up people's ribs and stomachs and guts and shit in this match. This is really good. It made me think I do need to prioritize my hobbies and maybe stop watching so many men in their car reviewing fast food, and maybe subscribe to Sendai Girls and start keeping up with Stardom again, because this was really good, and I just love women's wrestling now. I'm a big women's wrestling fan, so I'm gonna check out more of this shit. I'm gonna actually make a note to not just watch fucking Gothic King Cobra on my lunch breaks anymore, and maybe expand my mind, watch some Sendai Girls and Stardom. My last match of the night is another Fenix match. Again, I'm just trying to get all these matches out there before the end of the year for the very important Virtual Pros Awards. This is Fenix versus Carbonario from CMLL. This again was last week. It was last Friday, actually. This is the reason I wasn't able to see Fenix versus Matt Seidel, because Fenix hurt his groin during this match. So if you guys don't know the inner workings of Mexican wrestling, again, Fenix is an outsider to CMLL, and it's just like, it's pretty weird that they're like wrestling so crazy now that these two companies are sort of working together in a way. But either way, you kind of knew Fenix was losing from the beginning. Sorry to ruin that for everybody, but it's still a great match. First thing I got to point out is they are not wrestling. They might be also wrestling for a belt, but they're also wrestling some kind of weird tournament where this plaque is on the line, and this plaque is just a Santo mask, just basically straight up stapled onto a plaque. And you could have did better. You could have did better. That was some real sad looking shit. It was like some shit you would make in second grade, man. It was real bad. They had like the sexy CML girls holding it the whole time. It was a bad look. You got to do better. You can't. I would not want to win that. So that was shit. They have the setup like, we've talked about this before. They have like crazy ads all over the place. They have huge LCD screens in the back with ads all over them. But they've recently acquired, well, to me, because I'd never watched the MLL, but they have the LCD ring skirts now. So they just have it all around the ring. And they're animated. They're doing like, there's like little animations on them. There's crazy shit going on them. And I am shocked that WWE hasn't done this and put ads all across the screen for like fucking Popeyes and Snickers and whatever else. And so I applaud WWE for showing restraint and just using the LCD screens to put like the Raw logo on, because you could be doing a lot more advertising, WWE. I'm just saying. The ring space outside, I'm always like, that kind of sucks. There's no point in sitting like front row. I mean, there's a point to it, but you're still so far away. But I just never really took into consideration that it really allows these guys to do some pretty crazy outside moves, because they have so much room. They don't have to worry about banging themselves on a guardrail or anything. So in this match, to let Fenix really fly, I think that outside ring area really worked out. I forgot to mention that Cavanario has a mini or a midget, and he's wearing some weird bird caveman mask. And he's just watching from afar on the ramp, and it's pretty cool, because once they go that main straight angle, you see him just in the back, like peering around, and it's like he's not even ringside; he's just on the back ramp, and it's a pretty cool visual. So if you guys haven't seen this match, but you're on Twitter, you have at least seen the GIF that's going around of basically Fenix doing a plancha into absolutely nothing on the outside of the ring. He just kind of does a front flip, just straight up on his back to the canvas, or the outside pads, not the canvas. And it wasn't an accident. Like, he totally, when he left his feet, he knew he was just gonna be falling back first on the floor. And it's pretty brutal. I'm not gonna be like other people, like Dave Meltzer was like, you don't need to be doing this. I don't care, Fenix, if you want to do that, that's fine. It's fucked up, but you shouldn't be doing it. But I'm not gonna crucify you for it. But it's pretty wild, and at least it pretty much led to a lost fall too. Getting into that, so he falls on the ground, and Cavanario does. He did a. I don't want wrestling sticklers to be mad at me. He didn't do a plancha to the outside. He did a tope to the outside. But then Cavanario does a plancha to the outside to Fenix. And I think it's really cool that in this day and age, Cavanario's high flying moves are so dumb, and like they're just like kind of like old school. Like when you'd see like a big fat guy go to the top rope every once in a while, and just like a regular lame splash or something. And it's kind of cool that you have Fenix, who's like this crazy high flyer doing these insane moves, and Cavanario, who's a caveman who does not really do high flying moves, but he still tries, and I like that. I like that effort. I think it's a cool little visual of him doing these dumb jumps. And yeah, finally my note is, I think a lot of the times when we're on this show, and the rare times we do actually review a lucha a lucha match, if it's not some crazy death match or something, we're usually like, that was whatever. But I think this is like the lucha match when everybody in their head thinks of lucha, and that everybody in their head thinks of lucha that's not really into lucha, like just people who are like, oh, I like the masks and stuff like that. This is an actually good lucha match I think you could introduce people to, because it has everything. It has flips, it has the brutality, it's good back and forth. The ending's kind of a little out of nowhere, but I still think it's super good. This is a really great match, and honestly, if you're not counting like crazy deathmatch shit or Lucha Underground shit, this might be the best lucha match we've watched on this show.
Yeah, this is the second Fenix match. Did he like follow you on Instagram or something? Like, I'm very curious. Like, is this like a paid sponsorship?
No, I told you. I just wanted to get all these match of the year candidates out of the way.
So like, I only see this guy once a year, like due to me watching Fantastica Mania that New Japan holds. But like Barbaro, he's like a top tier character to me, man. Like, I want to see him fight Jungle Boy. Bookers, if you're listening, that's a money matchup. That'd be sick as hell. It was very nice to see Bull Dempsey land on his feet as a referee for CMLL. That was nice to see. Good job, Bull. So listeners that have been to Arena Mexico, I'm very curious. How is the food at that Freedom Sports Bar and Grill? I'm curious. Like, what do they have there? I kind of want to take a trip just to eat there. So King Fenix, during the match, he hits a springboard into a code breaker. So I'm going to do an informal poll starting with you, Mike. Is the code breaker the lamest move in wrestling? Yes or no?
You think the code breaker is lame?
It's super lame. So like, there's like moves that everyone can do. Like there's the X Factor, there's the Bronco Buster, there's a super kick, and there's a code breaker. And like, this is so lame. I hate this move.
Am I not thinking the code breaker is the one where you just fall? You basically put your knees into their back and fall on your ass, right?
That's the lung blower. The code breaker is the reverse of that.
I'll say you like fall on their chin. You're supposed to be falling on their chin to your knees or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's like your knees are on their chest and you just fall on your back.
I don't know, man. I'm a sucker for knees and elbows, like the hard parts of your bone hitting somebody. So, I mean, I don't think it's the coolest move, but I definitely don't think it's the lamest move by far.
That's one of them, man. I don't know. I hate this move. So, yeah, you talked about it, but King Fenix, he does the fucking thing where you just dive into an empty pool, and that shit is horrifying. Afterwards, Barbaro, he does a splash, and it's a no bullshit splash. Like, he doesn't land on his feet first. He's landing stomach first, belly first, guts first onto this guy on the outside. Yeah, this second fall was fucking crazy. So I do love, like, how this arena is, like, built like as if an 8-year-old were like to construct their own like wrestling federation. Like there's so many obstacles you can jump off of. Yeah, on this match alone, I feel like I want to take a deeper dive into lucha into 2019. Like, this is highly recommended. Top 5 all year for me. I recommend this. I love this.
Yeah, like I
strong lineup of matches. This mixtape, I must say.
Yeah, I think those types of lucha matches are a little few and far between, but yeah, definitely more of that. And yeah, again, I have a whole plan for 2019 of all the stupid stuff I'm going to put on this mixtape just to make up for all these serious matches. But yeah,
I've been made aware, and I'm very excited about it for 2019 for sure. It'll be a very pinnacle year for Virtual Pros. Anyway, that was a very jumbo episode of the pros. I think we did promise one episode in December. I can't say for certain if it's going to be in 2 weeks, but we'll have one for you. Are we in agreement, Mike?
Yeah, that's at some point in December.
Cool, man. I'm down too. Anyway, Twitter, Instagram, follow us, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, virtualpro64@gmail.com. Mike, any last words?
Hey, thanks for listening. Thanks for all the stuff you guys hook us up with throughout the year, because it's really great. Really humbles me.
Seriously. Mike, if you're listening, dude, you are so appreciated. See you next month.
See ya.